is up, all my kaiju friends and fans? This is Phil, the Kaiju King, coming from Greater Cincinnati in my collection basement. As you can tell by my intro there, I am doing something on some custom sculpts here that I had made by Mark Sang-Yang. It was a combo package sculpt here from the 1971 movie Godzilla versus Hedorah, or aka Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. The movie is a fun movie, it's a crazy movie, it's a spunky movie. The music in it is pretty wacky and crazy, but that was a sign of the times and stuff. The movie carries a heavy political and environmental message in it as to do not mess with your Mother Earth and try to take care of Mother Earth, because it's the only one we got and we need to protect it. And basically, Hedorah is the results of mankind's carelessness, and Godzilla has to come along in the end to balance things out and make things right. And these are both in 30 centimeter scale. If you look at this Godzilla, his face, as you can see on my close-up there at the beginning, it's pretty nicely done. It hollers and screams out Godzilla 71, in my opinion. Very nicely done, tree bark skin. The expression on his face is just classic 71, in my opinion. You've watched that movie. Nicely done, dorsal plates. His pose is dynamic, in my opinion, the way his tail curves off to the left. And it's just a really nice figure. And when I asked for this, I said to Mark, can you do a flying stage Hedorah? And he said, yeah, sure, we'll give it a try. And this was the result here. It's in 30 centimeter scale. It's a really nice sculpt. I'll take it, and it's got this base too. I'll take it off of here so I can kind of size it up for you. Here he is standing up on his tail end beside the Godzilla. As you can see, he's a bit taller there, half inch maybe. There's the classic Hedorah eyes. Here's his top side. And here's his bottom side. There's a nice hole there that it goes onto the bag of the stands. But it's a really nice figure. Nicely done, both of them, in my opinion. And we need both of these from X Plus. And the Flying Stage Hedorah, I think, is really a must-have from X Plus collectors. It would be nice, and I would buy both. If X Plus gave us both of these, I would buy them both for sure, 100%. Because one of my favorite movies. It's from 1971. That was the year I was born, and Godzilla took a beating in this movie. He took a smashing in this movie. Hedorah gave him a fight. This was the first movie when I was like, oh my God, Godzilla is getting his butt kicked. I remember thinking as a kid that this pollution monster, which we created, by the way, it was from human beings' carelessness that Hedorah even came to be. He isn't like the kaiju in the past, or they were from outer space, or they were controlled by aliens. He was all done by us, and he was the result of our carelessness. And Godzilla had to come along and dispose of him. But the fight and the battle they had, it was brutal, in my opinion, because Godzilla got burned. His left eye was closed up. Really brutal beating he took from Hedorah. Hedorah put him in that pit on the mountain and basically pooped on him That's what I always think of it as when in that scene. I'm like, good God, he's pooping on me. But it was just so crazy, the movie, and Hedorah really brought a fight to Godzilla. First movie where I really thought Godzilla was in real trouble. But also, when Godzilla finally defeats Hedorah in the end, with the help of the humans, but if it wasn't for Godzilla, Hedorah wouldn't have been defeated because his atomic breath shot into the panels, and that gave the charge it required to dry Hedorah out. But the humans were trying to put 3 million, I think it was 3 million volts through it, and it just wasn't working out. And during the battle, Godzilla and Hedorah, they fell on one of the trucks that was trying to run the wire, and it was just a mess. And when they finally got it going, it wasn't working properly, and it was a good thing Godzilla was standing there in between those panels holding Hedorah, and Godzilla finally just said, I guess he went, screw it, I'll do it, and he hit them panels with his atomic breath, and it was the beginning of the end for Hedorah. And then he got down there. I like how he got down and was looking, and then he started busting into him and pulling out all these big handfuls of sludge, and he threw them on the ground everywhere, and then he hit the beams again, the atomic beam, and that was really the end of Hedorah. But you guys can comment, but that scene where he defeats Hedorah and the military's watching him, and he looks up at the military, all the people. If you look in that scene on his right side of his nose, to me it looks like blood, like he's been bleeding, because it's all red there, like there's some blood going on. I know Gigan is supposed to have been the first one that made him bleed, and I know Gigan made him bleed rather profusely. But I'm pretty sure in that movie, Godzilla, there's a close-up shot of his face. If you look at his nose there on the right side by his, right there, it looks like to me that he's bleeding a little bit. So, and I also know that Hedorah threw all the acidic sludge on his face, so maybe it's just a bad burn, but man, it looks awful red, like there's some blood there. So if that's his blood, you guys watch the film, let me know. It definitely, to me, looks like blood in that scene in the movie when they get a close-up of his face when he's looking at the humans after he finally defeats Hedorah. But yeah, I love this movie. It is a political movie in a way with the message of it, but the music's really funny in it, and there's some wacky stuff going on in it, and the little cartoon images with Hedorah and all that. And then in the club, the guy is all spacing out, and he's seeing fish heads on people, and it was just crazy, but it was fun, crazy. And I love that movie. So, and really the 70s movies, if you think about them, except for Megalon, Godzilla takes a pretty good beating in every movie, every single one of those movies. So, really good. Good movies there in the late 60s and especially in the 70s films, in my opinion. And that's what I grew up on, so I will bring up some size comparisons now. First I'll bring up a flyer that we have that's not Mothra. It's the 30 centimeter Fire Rodan. Bringing this up is he's a flyer from X Plus, and Hedorah is a custom flyer I have. As you can see, Hedorah is pretty big in comparison with Rodan. We'll put him back on base now. Okay, now, of course, we would be remiss not to bring up the final form 30 centimeter X Plus Hedorah. One of the biggest 30 centimeter figures in the lineup from X Plus. Definitely one of the biggest, if not the biggest. him and Space Godzilla, in my opinion, are the two of the biggest, bulkiest 30 centimeters there are. As you can see, I think these two custom scale well with these X Plus final stage Hedorah. Really well. Because the final form Hedorah is really, really much bigger than Godzilla. And really, we'll put those together right now and you can see I mean, that's pretty close to the movie right there, in my opinion. I mean, Hedorah has got way much more mass. When they show those wide-angle shots of him fighting, you can really see it too. But he's got the mass on Godzilla. And this figure right here does have that mass that was in the movie. And he's got the height, quite a bit of height. So I think this custom 71 is really scaled well with the X Plus final form. I will bring up the flyer again just to kind of scale with, let me do another shot, a forward shot of these two first. There we go, face to face, face forward on both. I think they go really well together. Now I'll bring up the flyer, put beside the final form X Plus. The flyer was smaller than the final form, so to me the scaling is good in my opinion. Looks pretty good. Now I'll bring up the closest X Plus 30 centimeter figure we have for this is the 68. It's one of my favorites because it's my favorite suit. This design and the 73, 75 are my favorite designs. But yeah, you can see there, they look pretty good together. They pair up well. Pair up the 71 custom with the 68 X Plus. They look rather well. Good sizing, good pairing there. These two customs were a special deal. I wanted them both. When I thought of that movie, these were really, the flying Hedorah was the first thing I thought of for a custom. And then of course I thought, well, I'll get a Godzilla 71 as well. And this is a really nice rendition of the 71 Godzilla and a really cool rendition of the flying stage Hedorah. Both of these are great sculpts. Nicely done. I love them. I want to thank Mark Singing for these two pieces, which I've actually had for a while now. These were actually in 2017 when I first started. These were some of the earlier sculpts I got from him. So I've had these quite a while. They're really nice, really cool pieces, and I hope one day X Plus will give us these. I know the Hedorah flying stage is a demand item from people, so I'm sure it would be a good seller. I think they both would actually, if they ever did it. I will bring the camera closer momentarily to give a better look. And I want to thank everyone for watching, and I appreciate everyone's time. And this is Bill the Kaiju King from Greater Cincinnati in my collection room signing off, and I will see you again soon.